Today we'll see the feature of AWS. What is the benefit of using AWS? Then we'll see the global infrastructure of AWS, the regions where they have deployed their data centers and the availability zones. We'll see how to access the AWS platform from using the internet, how we can reach the AWS platform so that we can use their services. We'll see the overview, AWS overview, and all the services like compute and networking services, storage and content delivery services, database services, then management and governance, security, identity and compliance services, application services, and container services. We'll just see the overview. We'll not discuss details today. We'll just see what all the services supported by AWS, and we'll just see just a overview. And after the session, we'll go to every service by detail. What is the feature of AWS? One is flexibility. Flexibility means it supports wide range of programming models, languages, and operating system. So what the programming language, the popular programming languages and the operating system in the market, they all supported by AWS. So for you, no need to worry about that this language is not supporting AWS. So almost all popular languages supported by AWS. They also support wide range of database servers, NoSQL servers, cache servers. They also support serverless and the container-based models. For the container-based models, they support ECS, Elastic Container Service, as well as also Kubernetes service. Next is cost effective. If you use AWS, there will be no upfront investment. Means you are not going to a huge investment. Like AWS is not asking you to invest this amount of money to use our AWS services. And also there is no long-term commitment. Like some companies are committing, like to use our services, you should have 3 year or 4 year tie-up with our company should be there, and no such type of commitment is there. And also there is no minimum amount of spend. Like some company may ask you to minimum you have to buy 200 or my 500 dollar or 500 rupees to use this service. There is no such type of commitment from AWS. You can, and also you can scale up or down as the demand resources. Scale up means you can increase your resources, you can increase your running instances, or you can increase your database instances, or you can also scale down means you can remove your instances as per your demand. So there is all flexibility is there from AWS side. And their billing is like per hour billing, and maybe for few services per second billing. And they are providing a billing dashboard to you. It is very simple to see, and very clarity in their billing. So I'll show you sometime what how the billing dashboard looks like. And their service is scalable and elastic. Scalable means whenever you want, you can increase your services. It is scaling means increasing or decreasing. There also the property elastic means uh, you can stretch you can increase your resources uh, whatever you want. There is no limit. Like you can say limit, for example, you want to use their storage service like S3. Storage means you are using Google storage to store your movies or image files or photos, those things. So in Amazon, one service is S3. So there is no limit. So you can use whatever you want the storage. Next is security. Security is the highest priority from the AWS side. They provide the highest priority to securities. Secure means you there's want to secure your environment, right? So they provide customer with end-to-end security and end-to-end privacy. They incorporate the security into its services, and they follow all the security standards in the market. So So no need to think about security of your services, like whatever you are using from the AWS side. You have to just understand how, in case of your infrastructure as service, you need to understand how I have to secure my infrastructure. Everything will be provided by AWS, but you should know that how I can use this. AWS maintains confidentiality, integrity, and availability of your data, which is utmost importance of the AWS. And next is experience. Experience means Amazon has become a global web platform that serves millions of customers, and AWS has evolved since 2006. If you compare the cloud providers, you can say that AWS is the most experienced one in the market. They have started from 2006, and the second and third popular providers are AWS and GCP. They have started from 2012. So if you compare, AWS is most experienced one, and they are serving hundreds and thousands of customers worldwide. Next is stability and trusted vendor. You can say they are very stable. So they are working from last 15 to 16 year or 17 years, and there is no problem. Like you might not listen any problem in AWS infrastructure, and they are trusted vendors. So any questions till now?
You said AWS is the most experienced cloud service provider, but why not Salesforce?
Yeah, Salesforce is the most experienced, but if you see those services from Salesforce, if you compare Salesforce to AWS, AWS is having far more services and more stable services. Salesforce started initially, but they have not grown like AWS.
Okay.
They're having a minimum, like some not less than 1% shareholding in the market, but AWS are having more than 32%.
Okay.
Next, we will see the regions and availability zones. What is the regions? Regions means where AWS having their data centers, and in which areas they are having their data centers, and availability zones. Their data center, you can say their availability zone, and combination of 2 to 3 data centers is a region, and those things will be connected through ultra low latency network. You can see. Regions is a physical location around the world where Amazon cluster their data centers. So you can say region is a physical location around the world where Amazon having their data centers. Each AWS region consists of multiple isolated physically separate availability zones within a geography area. So their region is like a combination of more than two availability zones. So availability zone, you can think of a data center, and those are within a region. For example, I can say Mumbai region, or you can say Frankfurt region. So in that region they are having multiple availability zones. Availability zones means they are physically separate edges. So edges, you can think about one data center. So if I show you, so the data centers, like I saw some image, they are having the data centers like this way, like a bunch of buildings, and those buildings, yes, their data center having a multiple buildings, and in those buildings they are having their rack of you can say your compute resources, CPUs, your storage hard drives. They are uh, having all these resources connected through some network cables. You can say this type of buildings are availability zones, and 2 to 3 or 6, maybe I saw 6 availability zones in one region, having 6 availability zones. Each AG has independent power, cooling, and physical security, and is connected via redundant and ultra low latency network. AWS infrastructure regions meet the highest level of security, compliance, and data protection. So they follow the standard industry standard security, compliance, and data protection. And as of now, 27, no, this is increased to 26. and 5 announced region, maybe 6 announced region. So they have increased. So let me show you. And this is their global infrastructure, and yeah, there are 26 launched regions, and there will be 8 announced regions. So if you see this, this is Canada, and Canada having these regions. And if you see in India, we are having currently Mumbai have one region, and that region having 3 availability zones, and this orange color having upcoming coming soon. So in Hyderabad they are going to launch another region. So their work is in progress. Once their work will completed, then this Hyderabad region will be a region. So in Europe, is the Kannada region. Yeah, in USA, Oregon, they are having 4 availability zones. Okay. Availability zones. An availability zone is one or more discrete data centers with redundant power, networking, and connectivity in the AWS region. So availability zones having their own power and networking. So if suppose one region having 3 availability zones, if one availability zone fails, have some problems, maybe some power problem or maybe some disaster, so due other 2 availability zone will be solved for that region. So the one region will not fail at a time. Maybe one availability zone fail, but other availability zone can serve any request. All the availability zones in the AWS region are interconnected with high bandwidth, low latency networking. So they are having their own network. They are not using internet for their availability communications, availability zone communications. They are having their own high bandwidth and low latency networking. So all traffic between edges are encrypted. So their communication also encrypted. So their communication is secure. Next, we'll see how can I access one AWS platform. So AWS data center is in some area and you are in some area, right? And suppose you are working from your office and AWS data center is far away from your office. So how you can access those AWS platforms? To access AWS cloud services, we are having 3 ways to communicate them. One is AWS management console. So for AWS management console, to access AWS management console, you need one user ID and password. So using that user ID and password, you can access your AWS management console. So your fast task will be to create one free tier account in AWS. If you don't have, then using that free tier account, you can access your AWS management console. And next is your management console is a web application for managing AWS cloud services. So in AWS management console, you will use your web browser to access AWS management console. Like here you have to type this aws.amazon.com console. So there will be one sign in button. So you will have some password and user ID and password, and using that you can access. So before that you need to create one free tier account. So if you have problem, I will guide you how to create one free tier account. So this is your AWS management console, and using this web browser, you can access your web services, Amazon web services. And second method is your Amazon AWS command line interface. It is a unified tool used to manage AWS cloud services. With just one tool to download and configure, you can control multiple services from your command line and automate them through scripts. So first one is management console, and this is command line interface. Command line interface means you have to download one software, command line software, to your PC. Maybe you are using Windows, or maybe you are using Mac, or maybe you are using Ubuntu, Fedora, or CentOS, whatever. You have to download one command line interface, CLI tool, from the AWS site. So using that command line, you can access your platform, AWS platform. For example, I can use some CLI, okay, command prompt, and using my command prompt, I can access. I can access the AWS platform. Yeah, I have already configured. So using this, I can access my AWS platform. This is one method. And the next one is using AWS software development kits. So it provides an application programming interface. The SDKs provide support for many different languages. So using this SDK also one software. So you can download that and you can use in your programming language. Like suppose you are using Java language or .NET language, and you can integrate this software to your language and your IDE, and using, they have provided some APIs, some functions, and using those functions you can also connect to your AWS environment and access those services. Any questions till now?
Can you please repeat again for the SDK?
SDK is like software development kit. And suppose you are using some programming language, like you are a developer. Suppose you are a developer and you want to access your AWS platform using your source code, right? And you are using, suppose you are using .NET source code, or you are using some C++ source code, and they have given some software development kit, and they have provided some functions, some APIs. And if you download the software development kit to your PC, and you have to integrate those SDKs to your programming language, and using those programming language you can access to those services. For example, suppose you want to upload one image from your software, like you have developed one software called ABCD for your company, and your company wants that from my software there will be one button to upload one image, right? And while clicking that button, you have to write some code to upload that image to AWS S3 bucket. So for that you have to write some code, and you have use some APIs. So that is that will be provided by AWS using their software development kit. I think it's clear now.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
So we'll see the AWS overview of the services. So we'll not go in detail. We'll just see in a higher level. So AWS provide a variety of computer networking services. This section will offer some high level description of core computing and networking services. So first we will see Amazon Elastic Cloud. So what is Amazon EC2? This is the short form is EC2, and it's called Amazon Elastic Cloud. It is a web service that provides a resizable compute capacity in the cloud. So resizable means whatever size you want to create one virtual machine. Maybe your virtual machine may be one small one, maybe some large one, some medium one. So as per your requirement, you can create one virtual machine in Amazon Cloud. You can select from a variety of operating systems and resource configuration, like your memory, CPU, storage, and so on. There are optimal for the application profile for each workload. So there are many virtual machines type. So first let understand what is a virtual machine. Virtual machine is one instance or one machine that will be created in your AWS platform. and it will having some like your laptop, it will have some memory, some CPU, some storage, and some network. And suppose you are going to buy one laptop from market, so you are seeing this is like your Pentium or your some CPU configuration like your AMD or your uh, whatever your like CPU configuration you can choose. And also memory, like I need some 8 GB memory, 1 TB of hard drive, maybe 500 SSD. So you are choosing while going to buy one laptop. So similarly you can choose your instance types. I can show you. You can choose. You can choose your instance type. So there are many instance types that is supported by AWS. So as per configuration, you can choose one instance. So suppose I am going to use some T3. So T3 having many families. Like if I choose this T3 small, I will get 2 CPUs, 2 core of CPUs, and memory like 2 GB, and you can also choose some hard drive like how much GB or TB you can also select. And how you will connect. So suppose you are using Windows platform, so as a user you are using Windows platform. So Windows having one software called remote desktop. So using the remote desktop you can connect to the the virtual machine which are created in AWS platform. So in the next session we will start EC2, and we will see how we can create one virtual machine, and how we can going to connect from our PC to the virtual machine, and we can upload the data or whatever your requirement is, you can do that. And suppose you are using Windows system and you want to create their Linux system, so you can use your one software called Putty. Using that Putty you can also connect from your PC to AWS environment using your internet connection. So through internet connection you can connect and you can do your work. So this is your virtual machines. So next is Amazon private cloud. So it provision a logically isolated section of AWS cloud where you can launch AWS resources in a virtual network. So you can create a virtual network there, like your company. Suppose you are working for a company, so they are using internally a virtual private cloud, one virtual network, and your IP address, you will get some local IP address like 10.0.5.3, like this way. And you can do a similar thing in Amazon cloud. You can create one virtual private cloud. You have complete control over your virtual environment, including selection of IP addresses, range, creation of subnets, and configuration of route tables and network gateways. So you are you. So this is like you are a network administrator, right? And as a network administrator, admin, you can choose your IP addresses and you can create subnets. You can configure route tables like that way. In addition, organization can extend their corporate data center networks to AWS by using one VPN connection and AWS Direct Connect. So we will discuss VPN connection and AWS Direct Connection in detail. Now you just understand that your organization, suppose you are using some office and you are having also one private network, and you want to connect the one private network in AWS. So you can use these connections, VPN connection and direct connection. So your private network can access the private network of AWS. So any questions here? Or you can continue.
Hello friends, welcome to our channel ABC of Cloud. My name is Nirmal Parida and we are providing AWS full course tutorial which is completely free. We are providing the sessions on AWS concepts, practical sessions and hands-on labs and discussion of quick questions. Please like and subscribe our channel so that you will never miss our new updates.